Today we got Resume Coach back on Dan Lacorazza. You know, we always got to talk about corporate politics. So let's be honest, corporate politics is real. It exists in the office, in the workplace, amongst people, the bosses, and the bosses' bosses. So what would one need to know about corporate politics in order to level up, promote, and move up within the corporate field?
And corporate politics, that is a fun game to play while at work. And like you said, it's in every company, whether you notice it or not, it's there.
Okay.
So what is corporate politics? And it is the difference between people at work, differences of opinions, conflicts of interests, and they often are manifested at the workplace and can often be used for personal gain. And I think when we talk about corporate politics, at least how we've been talking, it's usually about personal gain. And you can kind of think about corporate politics just as you see politicians on TV, all about their own personal gain, pushing their agenda or their group's agenda or whoever it is. It could be the president, it could be like the group of Democrats, Republicans. It's kind of the same thing because you're dealing with people, definition of politics, and it actually happens to be in your workplace. And it really does come out now that a lot of people working from home or online, they can only be pushing that agenda through the meetings and through email. So it's blatantly in front of you. It's not just like side conversations at work, people get pulled into the office, someone getting yelled at in a cubicle. That's not happening right now. I mean, we might go back to that, and I think that's kind of the path we're going. If you want to move up, you're going to usually have to play some sort of politics. I have 6 quick tips that will get you there if you're looking to move up. 1, choose which situation you want to interact with. Make sure we're not dealing with the petty situations, and we want to make sure we're interacting with valuable situations. So does it push the agenda of a group, or is it just some quick data entry? I've mentioned that before. That doesn't matter. Make sure we're being strategic in the situations that we start with. 2, know your end goal and stay focused. Does this situation push the agenda of what I'm trying to do, whatever that is? Whether you're trying to make your group look better, trying to move up to the next level, maybe you want to become a manager, does it push that agenda? If not, maybe stay out of it or just deal with it real quick and get out. 3, focus on your circle of influence. Surround yourself with people that can push or make you look good. And that's kind of the name of the game in politics is, does it make me look good? Does it make my group look good? Because that's what you're really fighting for here. You need to stand out. It moves everybody up together. And this will move into more tips. So number 4, don't take sides just to get the job done. So kind of in the definition of corporate politics, difference in opinions. There's an argument. Try not to take one side or the other. Obviously, it's best for the political move to take your own group's opinion. But if you take one person, like a vice president versus a manager, you take one or the other side, obviously you're going to try to take the vice president's side because he's the higher rank. That's how it works. Yeah. It could look bad on you. So what you need to do is just focus on getting the main job done, and that'll actually look good for you. Number 5, try to understand opposing parties before being understood. You ever seen like a vice president say something? The person below them is like, yeah, Bill, that was a really good idea. I really appreciate what you just said. And that's actually pushing the politician type of thing where we say like, trying to always tell the person above us like they're the best, they're like a god. After you've heard that, you can strategically say, well, I appreciate that idea. It's a very good idea. Here's my idea as well. And I've said that before in a couple conversations with us. So number 6, make sure we have wins on both ends. How can we both get to the same page? And all of those tips generally are going to get you to the top. But some other things I'd like to bring up is, and I've said this before, the loudest guy or girl wins. Not the loudest, like literally the loudest, who's speaking the most loudly, but if you can always get your words heard and make sure that it's what you say is very important, people are going to start recognizing you. And if you can follow up with those words with actions, that'll push your agenda as well. Always make sure you're careful with your words. Don't say things that get too personal. Don't say things that make people look bad. Say normal corporate stuff.
Example.
An example is like saying, Bill, that's a very good idea. Just like I said before, this project is doing very well for our group. I think it's a good idea. It really helps the company. This is going to get our sales up, quotas, all that type of stuff. Be very careful with your words. You don't want to swear. You don't want to talk down to people. You don't want to be mean. And it's very important now because your words are now more prevalent because we're talking online so often, where our voices are always being heard.
Right.
The next one is always defend your department. If you're a manager, your department's huge. If you're even just working in your department and if you're in a meeting that doesn't involve your manager, you make sure that your department is always looking good. That doesn't mean make other departments look bad, but how can you stand out as a department? Right. And does that mean you're getting things on time? Are you beating the timelines? Are you giving actual good work instead of just data input? Like, make sure those important things that your department is doing is really being known. Those tips are going to help you move up. Not the same for every company. There's so many different situations with corporate politics because people, bosses, influences, they're all different. But if you can kind of try to take the tips and navigate through all the weeds, these will help you move up the best that you can. But always be wise and strategic, and make sure that the general look of corporate politics is that, do I look good? Am I standing out? Am I not making others look bad? Right. And does this help the company? Those general things are going to move you up to the top. You'll probably, if you can consistently do that, learn how each company trends, you will move up so fast. So that's a good answer for corporate politics.